Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? It's me, Scorio, back at it with another video. And here today, we're gonna be talking about Gamepress updated tier list. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. You know, I'm trying to grow. Definitely, if you subscribe, you're gonna be definitely getting daily Dragon Ball Legends content, whether it's gameplay, discussions, whatever. And then also leave a like because it pushes the video out in the algorithm. And also leave a comment down below your thoughts on Gamepress updated tier list. So yeah, I had to re-record this video because I already had this tier list already published for on Tuesday, which this is the video for Tuesday. But because of Raditz on Twitter, because Raditz is usually the one who does the fighter tier list. So because of him stating on Twitter saying like, oh, I'm gonna update the tier list that involves Khalifa and KO and the new God Destruction Toppo, I was like, you know what, let me just scrap that recording and let me just make a new recording, and that way I not only I can include the new SSBE Vegeta, the Kaba, as well as the Toppo and the KO Khalifa. So yeah, awesome. So let's get it started. I'm assuming there's no changes in Z tier, right? Oh, this is the important notes right here. I'm assuming there's, yeah, obviously there's no really none change with Z tier. I'm fine with this. It doesn't matter. Z tier, you could argue besides Future Gohan. I think these three right here, Revival Gohan, FSK, and LF Super Saiyan 3, these are the top three characters in the game. Doesn't matter if you change them interchangeable. Besides FSK Gohan, he's number one. Number 2 and 3 could always be interchangeable, and number 4, which is the Future Gohan, hey, that's the list pretty much. Yeah. Ooh, this is one of the changes that I saw from the previous recording, is they actually have Fat Boo number 1 in the tier S. What the hell? Yeah, that was the Discord notification. Yeah, so yeah, this is one of the changes where they have Fat Boo. He's number 1 right now, which, you know, I understand. Fat Boo, he's incredible. Defensively, he's a wall because of his Zenkai stats. He heals a ton, and then he does more damage against Saiyans as well as the team healing as well with his main ability. What can you say? Fat Boo is just a monster, dude. And then they have Blueku, which is another thing. He's always gonna be a top of S tier until like another blue unit that is pretty much comparable to him. Android 18. I mean, she's falling off a little bit only because her team is not as good as the other teams. And then Goku, that's another thing. I remember Goku. He used to be pretty much around the middle section. Ooh, okay, hold on. We talk about this because that's a change that wasn't there. But Goku, before in last month updated tier list, when they did that, he was actually a mid S, and now he's pretty much a top 8 character in the game, which is understandable because look at Z tier. There's 3 hybrid characters that's there, and that's what he counted. He counters hybrid Saiyans in general. So Bardock, I'm always gonna say Bardock is number 5, a top 5 character in the game because everything that he does, he is Super Saiyans. Like I've been stating for the longest, he is Super Saiyan. Once he dies, I'm not gonna say the other synergy will die because Super Gogeta right here, Zenkai 7, he's still a beast. He could 1v3 anybody, but Bardock, he is literally the team. So, and then you see Goku right here, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's awesome, man. I love that Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's really good. Then Bojack, obviously Kid Buu, one of the better LFs in the game. Obviously, same thing with. All right, so another thing is Evolution Blue Vegeta. So last month when Evolution Blue Vegeta came out, when they did this tier list, Gogeta was actually next to him. So it was Vegeta, then Zamasu, then Gogeta Blue. Now I'm assuming he's falling off. Oh, look at Toppo right there. Hey, my boy. Oh, so he's right here. Okay, so it depends on what you have. Let's say if you have a 7-star Gogeta and only a 2-star Evolution Blue Vegeta, you run the Gogeta. But if your Vegeta and Gogeta Blue is even stars, you're gonna run Evo Vegeta. I would say 7 out of 10. Evo Vegeta, he's that dude, man. He is that dude. And then Corrupted Zamasu, even though in Gaki Not to say he's not good, because he's extremely good in Gotti, but he is way better in the Future Team. And Strike Future Team, that team is ridiculous. That team is disgusting. It's a dirty team. So let's keep going down. And then Toppo, I want to see their explanation on Toppo. I agree with Toppo being here, anyway, by the way. But why is this tier? His look at his stat distribution too. But why is this tier? He has 4 lock-in are potentially game-changing. Wait, his 4 lock-ins are potentially game-changing. I can't speak. What the hell? Allow him to rise and rush or use his ultimate move on someone of his choosing. He does work well in Gaki, but also the team has no support without Bardock, who is also green, which is the unfortunate part, but it is what it is. Discussion. God Toppo is excellent addition to Gaki, providing even more rise and rush control, this time on the offensive side of things. With so many endurance and revive units in the meta, his lock are exceptionally beneficial to the team. While he's a better standalone unit than Bardock, her healing slash support capabilities are pretty vital to the team. So Gaki, despite being solid, still feels like there's a small element missing regardless of which green is used. Either way, Toppo game-changing lock-in abilities justify his placement in S tier for now. Which I agree 100%. This Toppo he's a dirty guy. This God Destruction Lorax, man, he's a dirty guy. He's that dude, because when he comes in, you can just change his blast card, and once he uses one blast card, he gains 50% blast damage for 15 counts, and it resets every time he comes in. Same thing with his reduced damage. His reduced damage is similar to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but much better in terms of every time he comes in into a cover, pretty much he gains that 40% reduced damage, and it resets every time. Which Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he should have had that from the start, in my opinion. And then we rounded out with DKP, Gogeta Blue, and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Don't get it twisted with Gogeta Blue though, because Gogeta Blue, he can still change the tides of the game if he lands that green card. That green card is exceptional if he lands it. So let's go to tier 1. I want to see where KO Khalifa is, and the 17 got moved up a little more. Hey, which I agree with. This 17 is disgusting. He's a dirty man as well. He could pretty much he's like Toppo, like in terms of like him locking your opponent, and he could rise and rush. He could target who he wants as a rise and rush target because of his green card and his blue card lock-in. Pretty much, he could pretty much kill anybody. That combo is pretty nasty. Maju, obviously, he gotta be up here, man. Maju is a dirty man as well. And then Vado, she's here. I mean, rightfully so. Her defense is kind of lackluster right now, which has always been lackluster, but especially now because the teams that's been coming out so far, or should I say the characters that's coming out for the stronger teams, is pretty much destroying any type of character that is character that has lack of a defense, pretty much. So Jiren is right there, of course. You could argue between Jiren and Toppo. I don't have Jiren personally, but I have Toppo at a pretty good star rate, and this Toppo, he's nasty. So alright, so KO Khalifa, though, they're right there. Hold on, I don't see Kaba, right? So I mean, Kaba's a mid unit, so I agree with Kaba not being here. I don't think is he here. Yeah, he's not here. Unless he didn't change Kaba. Unless hold on. He left it at 3-3. I mean, hey, you know. Yeah, where's Kaba? they left Kaba out the list. That's tough. Oh man, Kaba. You probably forgot Kaba. Oh man, Kaba. Where you at, buddy? Yeah, I don't see Kaba. I would like to talk about him, but yeah, I don't see Kaba. Yeah, I don't see Kaba. Kaba's definitely not over here anyway. He wouldn't be in he'd probably be in the low end of tier 1. He'd probably be in the low end of tier 1. Anyway, KO Khalifa, let's see what's their explanation with KO Khalifa. Why is this tier? She has a deceptively powerful extra move, which is the green card, and good damage output. She's very fragile and has team issues, which is kind of true. It's surprising that KO and Khalifa buffed the same tag, which, yeah, I agree. I'm very surprised as well. She should have buffed USS. So her Z ability right now is Rival Universe Girls and Saiyans. She should have buffed those two tags, of course, most definite. And her last tag should have been USS, because that will be another yellow option if you don't have MVP 17 or Evolution Blue Vegeta. She will be a more of a, I would say, quote unquote, freer option. I'm using that term usually because you still got summon for her anyway. She'll be another sparking, I would say, another sparking what you want to call it. She'll be another sparking, what's that word? She'll be an option, yeah, another sparking option. So it's surprisingly, yeah, it is pretty surprising that Kill Khalifa buffed the same tag, but sadly Angel Vegeta is way too vital to the team, to this team, due to his support capabilities. Alternatively, Zenkai Android 18 is flat out better on girls as well, which is true. She does fit in Rival Universe, which is still a solid team, although it isn't the most common. Despite the fact that they aren't too common, it still justifies her spot in high tier 1 as a situal and matchup dependent unit, but a very good one at that, which is I agree with, because Rival Universe is definitely her best team without a doubt. And one of the positives about this unit is the way how she draws green cards, just like the purple hit, which is very good because her green card is pretty much a draws a blue card only once, and then has the Kid Buu effect where she gains vanishing gauge by 60%, which is really good because you could just float for like a second and then she automatically has her vanishing gauge back, which is very, very potent. And she does that 3 times, but that's all you need in a match, using your green card for 3 times. One of her few issues, like they stated, is her squishiness, as well as some of her time-gated damage potential, because a lot of her uniques that has damage inflicted are a little bit time-gated. Like obviously the main ability is around 25 counts. It also has a permanent 20% damage inflicted as well, so you still gotta wait 25 counts for it. And another damage inflicted that she has, she gains 20% damage inflicted after 20 counts, which is another time gated thing. So by the time you have around the 155 timer count, she's gonna deal phenomenal damage. And then her blue card deals really, really strong damage as well. Blast card on both blue card and ult. So yeah, that's all for the newer units. Like I said, I don't see Kaba, so I'm not gonna talk about him. But if I were to place him, he'll be like around, I would say definitely low tier 1. And he got very good blast damage, and obviously he has okay support, decent team heal, a decent Z ability as well. But the teams that he's in, like Rival Universe, the only Universe 6 characters that's gonna be there is pretty much Kill Khalifa hit and Vados. And even though he does buzz Vados with his Z ability and Zenkai ability, and he does buff Jiren and Toppo with his Zenkai ability, but not the Z ability, I mean, he's still an okay option, definitely. But Toppo is better, and then Vados is better. He's probably only gonna be good for a bench for those 2 characters. Even still, I wouldn't even run them anyway, because I'd rather have I'd rather have a character that can buff everyone in the team than a character that buff only 2 to 3 characters in the team. But yeah, that's my review for the Gamepress tier list. I see no type of wrong. Obviously, you could switch around the units. What do you prefer? But at the end of the day, that's your opinion. I'm not going to talk about, well, I will switch around, because at the end of the day, I just want to see their perspective on how they make tier lists. And I love enjoying and making content for their tier list, because it just provides a good baseline on how good the character is. So yeah, that's it for the video. Definitely leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and a comment down below your thoughts on the Gamepress tier list. And yeah, my name is Royal. You guys have a good one. Stay hydrated and peace.